Okay, let's dive right into this explainer of C++ Chapter 6. Today, we're really going to level up your coding skills by mastering complex logic flows. If you've just been working with simple true or false statements up until now, well, you're about to unlock a whole new dimension of programming power, where we actually start layering those decisions to handle truly realistic real-world scenarios. So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with decisions within decisions, move on to visualizing nested logic, actually coding those nested structures, spotting logic errors, and finally, we'll break down the switch statement. All right, part 1, decisions within decisions. To truly grasp C++ selection structures, we kind of need to take a step back and just look at how decisions work in the real world. Think about your everyday choices. Sometimes you literally have to make a first choice before a second choice even becomes relevant, right? Like, you wouldn't decide what topping to put on your ice cream until you first decided whether you're actually having ice cream at all. Your second decision is entirely dependent on the outcome of the first. And in programming, we need a reliable way to represent this exact kind of dependent relationship. Take a recycling robot sorting waste, for instance. Our robot must first decide if the bag it's holding contains trash or recyclables. That is the primary choice. Only if it determines it's trash does it then need to make an inner decision about whether the lid is already on the trash container. If it's a bag of recyclables, well, that entire first inner decision is skipped entirely. That saves processing time and avoids errors. And this is basically a perfect example of what we call a nested selection structure. Moving right along, section 2, visualizing nested logic. Now that we have the core concept down, how do we actually structure it? When we build these logic flows, we use a very distinct hierarchy. We have our outer selection structures. These handle the primary decisions. Then, entirely contained within those paths, we have our inner or nested selection structures, and these make the secondary decisions. So just keep this hierarchy in your head. A secondary decision is only ever triggered if the primary decision sends us down that specific true or false path. Imagine a flowchart for voter eligibility. You can really see the hierarchy in action here. We first ask the primary question: is the person's age greater than or equal to 18? If that's false, boom, the program immediately says they're too young and we stop. But if it's true, we travel down the true path and hit our nested secondary decision. Is their registration status Y for yes? It's only by passing that first condition that we even bother to check the second. Mapping this out visually is incredibly helpful before you ever write a single line of code. Okay, section 3, coding nested structures. Let's get to the syntax. Translating that visual logic into actual C++ syntax is honestly quite straightforward. Say we're writing a health club program that checks to see if a specific food is high in fat. We literally just place a complete if and else statement directly inside the true block of our outer if statement. The program checks if the fat percentage is greater than 30, but, and this is key, it only runs that specific check if the initial data validation, making sure calories and fat grams are actually above 0, was passed first. Now, I cannot stress this enough. Formatting is absolutely crucial here. Always, always indent your inner nested structures. The computer itself doesn't strictly care about white space, sure, but you and anyone else reading your code absolutely will. Proper indentation visually separates your primary decisions from your secondary ones. It keeps your code readable and saves you a massive headache later when you inevitably have to go back and debug. Which perfectly brings us to section 4, spotting logic errors. You know, writing the code is only half the battle. Debugging is where you truly earn your stripes as a programmer. When you're writing nested structures, you'll inevitably run into these 3 main villains that can just completely ruin your program's logic. You might accidentally use a compound condition when you actually need a nested one. You might reverse the order of your outer and inner decisions. Or you might overcomplicate things by nesting when you really don't need to. Let's break a couple of these down. The first major error is the classic. Imagine trying to calculate an employee bonus by jamming a code is X condition and a sales are greater than 10,000 condition together with a logical and. Doing this completely ignores the strict hierarchy of the logic. By tying them together like that, if the code happens to be A, the entire compound condition evaluates to false, and the program just skips adding the base bonus that all employees were supposed to get regardless of their sales. So how do we catch these sneaky bugs? You use a desk check table, essentially stepping through your code manually with test data. If we test that incorrect compound algorithm we just talked about, it completely fails for code A. Instead of giving the expected base bonus, it bypasses it entirely. In the real world, messing up someone's paycheck is a bug you absolutely do not want to ship. Desk checking proves exactly why the nested structure was the right tool for the job. The second common error happens when you flip the script. If a programmer checks the sales amount as the outer, primary decision and then checks the specific bonus code as the inner decision, things go sideways fast. Remember the business rules. The base bonus relies purely on the sales amount, while the extra bonus relies on the code. Reversing them completely shatters the intended logic. Someone with high sales might accidentally miss out on their correct baseline calculation just because their code was checked at the wrong time. Hierarchy is literally everything here. Finally, Section 5, the switch statements. To finish up today's explainer, let's unlock an advanced weapon for your C++ toolkit. Let's say you're writing a program to process letter grades, A, B, C, D, and F. While you could certainly string together this massive, endless chain of if and else if statements for all those choices, the code gets clunky and awful to read very quickly. This is exactly where the switch statement steps in. It gives us a much cleaner, streamlined way to code a multiple alternative selection structure. Now, the switch statement is elegant, but it is strict. It evaluates a single selector expression right at the top and then jumps directly to the matching case clause. But here is the absolute golden rule. You must include a break statement at the end of each case. If you forget it, your code will literally fall through and blindly execute every single case below it, creating total chaos in your program. Oh, and you can also throw in a handy default clause at the very end as a nice catch-all for any weird or unexpected inputs. And there you have it. By mastering nested decisions, visualizing your logic, and wielding the switch statement, you are no longer just writing code, you're architecting complex logic. So when you boot up your IDE for your next programming challenge, staring down hundreds of potential outcomes, will you get lost in a tangled web of if statements, or will you build an elegant, foolproof structure? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Happy coding!